Chosen one, Sunday is a huge day, and if your spirit has been feeling like something unseen is moving behind the veil, then you are absolutely correct. This message has found you not by chance, but by divine orchestration. There are some days that merely pass by like a whisper, but then there are days that heaven has branded, circled, appointed with fire and favor. Sunday is not just another calendar day. For you, chosen one, it is a divine checkpoint, a holy alarm clock, a sacred invitation that arrives with spiritual significance. In the spirit realm, this Sunday is already shining bright. The spiritual atmosphere is charged. A major shift is being prepared behind the scenes, and your name is already on it. Your steps have not gone unnoticed. Your prayers haven't vanished into empty air. Something enormous is being aligned on your behalf. Heaven is clearing a path for you to walk through, and Sunday is the day where it begins to unfold. Stay until the end of this message. Write your warmest wishes and 777 in the comments. This is more than a tradition. It's a charge, a release, a declaration to the universe. Speak the desire that's been locked inside you. Type the vision you've been hiding. Write it boldly. Your wish, your energy, and your faith will activate something that's already waiting for your agreement. This Sunday, wishes are not whispered. They're announced. Not ignored. They're granted. Now, chosen one, like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. Let me be clear, chosen one. This isn't about hype. This isn't just excitement stirred by a date on a calendar. No, what makes this Sunday so huge is what is already written in your destiny but has been held back until now. You have passed tests that no one saw. You endured storms that could have broken you. You walked through shadows of doubt, and yet you did not sit down and quit. You stayed standing. And now heaven has declared, the release begins on Sunday. You might not yet see the full picture, but Sunday is when the curtain starts to lift. Some of you will feel it the moment you wake up. Others will receive a call, a message, a spiritual push that confirms everything this message is revealing to you. But make no mistake, this Sunday will not be like others. It has been assigned, marked, anointed, meant. You may feel weary right now, but you are being carried into a moment of divine completion. What started in silence is now about to be shouted in victory. The angels that have been walking beside you in quiet strength are now preparing to make their move. The heavens are not silent. They're active. And what has been pending in your life is about to be presented. This Sunday carries a level of energy that the natural mind cannot fully explain, but the spirit understands. You may not be able to articulate it to others, but deep down you've felt it brewing. You've sensed a wave rising. You've felt time bending in your favor. Chosen one, it's not your imagination. This Sunday is the day the tide shifts. Every delay you've faced had a purpose. Every setback was a setup. The people who left, the doors that closed, the opportunities that seemed to slip away, they were all positioning you for something higher, better, more divine. You were never being punished. You were being protected. And now, you're about to be presented. This Sunday is when the first signs of that presentation start to bloom. Don't look with your physical eyes alone. Look through the lens of faith. Because what's about to show up will not come in ordinary form. The blessings are coming cloaked in spiritual glory. Some will appear as coincidences, some as sudden clarity, some as opportunities you didn't apply for or earn by human logic. That's how you'll know it's God. This Sunday, there is a crown being adjusted on your head in the Spirit. A seat is being prepared for you at a table that once had no chair with your name on it. But this time, heaven is building the seat from scratch just for you. You will not have to beg to be seen. You will not have to force your way in. This is divine orchestration, not man-made manipulation. And the moment it hits your life, everyone who counted you out will have no choice but to count you in. Chosen one, this Sunday is not coming to give you permission. It's coming to give you possession. You've carried pain that had no audience. You've fought battles that nobody praised you for winning. You've stood in the dark when others mocked your light. But God never forgot. And this Sunday is the spiritual signal that it's your time. The time to rise. The time to receive. The time to walk boldly into the chapter you didn't think would ever begin. This isn't a moment to doubt. This is a moment to decide. Decide that this Sunday, you will show up to the calling over your life like never before. Speak to it. Believe for it. Expect it. Prepare for it. Because if you meet Sunday with expectancy, Sunday will meet you with destiny. Even if nothing looks like it's shifting yet, trust this. Sometimes God hides the first step behind a silent door. But those who listen, those who feel the tremble in their spirit, those who don't need external confirmation, they're the ones who walk into what others miss. Don't wait for someone else to validate what your spirit already knows. This Sunday is yours, and what comes from it will echo into the rest of your year. You've been standing on the edge, but Sunday will push you forward, gently, powerfully, divinely. Don't ignore this day. Don't treat it like just another end to the week. Because for you, chosen one, it's a beginning, a spiritual beginning, a moment of release, a divine confirmation, and everything is aligning to support your next step. All that's been held back is loosening. All that's been silent is beginning to sing. And all that's been delayed is starting to move. The air on Sunday will feel different, not just because of the weather or the rhythm of your routine, but because the atmosphere is being stirred. It will be subtle to some, but overwhelming to those who are spiritually sensitive. You will feel an urgency, not panic, but power, a rising in your chest, a flutter in your belly, a deep stillness in your soul, as if the very hand of God is reaching down to press His fingerprint on your story once again. And that's exactly what's happening. You are being touched again, this time not for survival, but for promotion. You're not just being protected anymore, you're being positioned. This Sunday marks a line in the sand, a before and after moment where the timeline of your life shifts from waiting to walking, from hoping to holding, from praying to possessing. Chosen one, let me tell you something. Divine days don't look dramatic to the naked eye. They often arrive disguised in normalcy. But heaven doesn't require a dramatic scene to deliver destiny. Sometimes, it takes one moment of divine alignment to change everything. This Sunday is such a moment. And your spirit knows it. You've been feeling the pull. You've sensed the delay lifting. You've noticed that the spiritual noise around you has grown louder. That's because your name is being called. There are things you prayed for months ago, years ago. This Sunday begins the cycle of divine retrieval. That means what's yours is coming back into your reach. Not because you forced it, not because you demanded it, but because God has declared it's time. Don't be surprised if the enemy tries to stir confusion this weekend. Don't be shaken if you suddenly face emotional turbulence or unexpected conflict. It's not a sign you're off track. It's a sign you're right on it. Because spiritual warfare always intensifies before divine release. That's why you must protect your focus, guard your energy, shield your atmosphere. Don't engage in meaningless distractions or arguments. Don't waste your spiritual power on temporary noise. Reserve it, refocus it, realign it, because Sunday needs you strong, centered, and ready. It needs your heart open and your eyes alert, because what's about to happen won't be small, and it will need your full attention. Some of you have been praying for an answer, and Sunday will deliver it. Not always in the form you expect, but in the form you need. It may be a dream, a person, a message, or even a moment of sudden knowing. Don't brush it off. Pay attention to the signs. Heaven often speaks through whispers before it thunders, and this time, it will begin as a whisper in your soul, a quiet nudge that something is happening. You might not be able to prove it to others. You might not be able to explain it in perfect words, but you'll feel it. Like the wind before a storm, like a hush before a symphony, you'll know. This Sunday, everything begins to move in your favor. The heavens are aligning in your direction. The light that's been hidden is about to shine on your name, your gift, your calling. The doors that seemed permanently shut will begin to creak open. The resources that were unreachable will begin to flow. The connections that were distant will start to approach. This is not a maybe. This is a move. And you are in the center of it. Chosen one, do you understand how rare this is? Many desire this kind of divine appointment, but only a few are chosen to walk it out. You didn't choose this path. It chose you. You were anointed for this moment long before the world noticed you. And now that moment is approaching, fast. Some of you will feel an instruction rise in your heart this Sunday. It might not make sense in the natural. It might go against logic. But if it burns in your spirit, if it's wrapped in peace and power, follow it. That instruction is the key to unlock the next season. Don't second-guess what heaven is stirring in you. You've been praying for direction, for answers, for clarity. When it arrives, don't delay. Move. Trust. Obey. Because timing is everything. And this timing has been scheduled with heaven's signature on it. The people who doubted you, who dismissed you, who laughed at your process, they're not ready for what Sunday will initiate. They thought it was over. They thought you missed it. But what they didn't know is that your story was just reaching its appointed chapter. And now, what was hidden will be revealed. What was quiet will be announced. What was slow will suddenly accelerate. Heaven doesn't move according to man's schedule. It moves when purpose calls. And chosen one, your purpose is calling loudly right now. You may feel underqualified. You may feel like you've made too many mistakes. You may feel like time has passed you by. But none of those things cancel your calling. In fact, they qualify you even more. Because what God is about to do in your life will be so clearly miraculous that nobody will be able to take credit for it, not even you. That's the beauty of this moment. It's not about how prepared you feel. It's about how prepared heaven is, and heaven is ready. As this Sunday approaches, don't underestimate its power. Wake up with expectation. Speak into the atmosphere, declaring this day as holy ground. Not because of tradition, but because of transformation. This is not just about going to a service or attending a gathering. This is about entering a spiritual turning point, where your life, Your mindset, your momentum begins to accelerate. This is where prayers turn into plans, where visions turn into reality, where silence turns into supernatural sound. Chosen one, Sunday will come and go for the world like any other day. But not for you. For you, this is a banner day, a launching pad, a burning bush moment. And once it begins, nothing will ever be the same again. There is a rhythm to divine seasons, and right now, you are standing in sync with something monumental. The world will look at Sunday and see a routine day, a reset button, a day to prepare for another work week. But in the realm of the Spirit, Sunday is pulsing with fresh instructions. Heaven is whispering, "Look again. Expect again, begin again." What was once postponed is now being presented. What was once buried under delay, doubt, and discouragement is now rising. And it's not just rising randomly, it's rising in your direction. You, chosen one, are being given a front row seat to your own divine release. You will not have to compete. You will not have to push. The stage is already being cleared for your entrance. Everything you've endured wasn't wasted. The pain, the pressure, the pruning, it was all preparation. Heaven never wastes a process. The waiting was never empty. It was sacred. And this Sunday marks the moment where God begins to reward the weight of your wait. You didn't give up. You didn't walk away, even when you had every reason to. You kept walking. You kept trusting. You kept believing, even when your faith felt like it was barely holding on. And now, your endurance has spoken louder than your weakness ever could. Heaven responds to that kind of faith, and this Sunday, it will respond on your behalf. There are moves being made in your favor right now that you cannot see. Names are being mentioned in rooms you've never entered. Documents are being signed. Connections are being drawn. People are being positioned to favor you, assist you, and elevate you. You've been waiting for a yes, and Sunday is bringing it closer. You've been holding on for a breakthrough, and Sunday is the breach point. Don't dismiss the inner shift that you're already beginning to feel. You've been sensing a turning point for a reason. That reason is real. This is it. The threshold has arrived. Now here's what you must understand. This is not a moment for hesitation. It's a moment for action. You must be ready to receive what's coming with boldness. You can no longer afford to question your worth or wrestle with unworthiness. Those feelings are the residue of a season that's ending. You are no longer that version of yourself. The one who was unsure, who was overlooked, who was stuck in cycles of confusion and lack. God is calling you out of that shell. This Sunday is not asking you to return to who you were. It's commanding you to rise into who you were always meant to be. Your true self, your chosen self, the one clothed in wisdom, royalty, and divine assignment. You're not walking into Sunday as a beggar. You're stepping into it as an heir. And heirs don't chase. They inherit. You are not begging for blessings. You are aligning with them. You are standing at the center of a supernatural alignment. Everything that felt delayed is now circling back to meet you. But it's not just coming back in the same form. It's upgraded. It's purified. It's strengthened. Because you are stronger now. You are wiser now. You are more aware, more surrendered, more grounded in truth. And because of that, you're ready to carry what you once could not. Some of you have been dealing with unusual restlessness leading up to Sunday. That's not a bad sign. That's not anxiety. That's spiritual activation. It's your spirit recognizing that something heavy is lifting, something divine is approaching. You are not crazy for feeling like a big moment is approaching. You're not unstable. You're being sensitized to what's about to shift. Listen closely. Your body, your emotions, and your atmosphere are aligning with heaven's movement. That's why you feel that flutter in your spirit. That's why you've been waking up at unusual hours. That's why certain people and situations are suddenly falling away. Because Sunday is not only bringing blessing, it's bringing separation. A clean spiritual line is being drawn, and you are being pulled toward your promise. Sunday is when the divine pendulum swings forward. You've been on pause, but now momentum is returning. Don't be surprised if things start to accelerate fast. You'll go from silence to overflow, from empty to excess, from being ignored to being celebrated. And it won't be random. It will be right. You'll know that this isn't luck. It's not coincidence. It's not something you manufactured. It's a holy setup. And it started with Sunday. The enemy tried everything to keep you from reaching this point. You were attacked in your mind, delayed in your finances, disappointed in your relationships, and even doubted in your own calling. But every trap failed. Every lie has now expired. Every voice that told you to quit has now gone silent in the face of divine evidence. Because this is the moment where your life becomes undeniable, where even those who doubted you will have no choice but to acknowledge God was with you the whole time. You may still feel some uncertainty in the natural, but your spirit is clear. Something massive is coming, something beautifully disruptive, something too powerful to miss. That's why you're being warned to pay attention, not to fear, not to brace yourself, but to be ready. Because Sunday is more than just a date. It's a delivery. It's a divine message in motion. And it has your name on it. Chosen one, you didn't just survive all that pain by chance. You were being shaped, groomed, and silently equipped for a divine launch. Every loss that stripped something away from you was actually making room for something bigger. Every delay wasn't just a pause, it was a recalibration. God was moving things that didn't belong in your destiny out of the way, even when you cried to keep them. This is why Sunday matters so much, because it isn't just about what's arriving. It's also about what's been cleared out of your path. You're walking into a version of your life that was too heavy to carry in the old mindset, in the old relationships, in the old emotional habits. But now, you're lighter.